Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Eclecticka, everything sci-fi, fantasy. Hey guys, how you guys doing today?
Surviving.
Very good.
Good. How are you?
Good, good. So we have a special guest, Neil, all the way from the other side of the pond. How you doing, sir?
You woke me up for this.
Gosh, dude.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Oh man. Oh, but are you up? Maybe that's the first thing we should say.
Yeah, I am. I apologize the video is not working, but I actually think it's a benefit for you guys. You don't get to see what I look like. It's probably a blessing.
Oh man.
But if you want to imagine what I look like, look at Charles Dixon over there, and I'm a better version, good-looking version of that.
Shots fired, though.
That's the best. So we're talking about your Kickstarter today. You have a Kickstarter for Theatrics. Tell us a little bit about Theatrics.
Oh, sure. Well, if you haven't heard about it, how dare you? But it's just a graphic novel I've made with the very talented Leonardo Gonzalez, who's based in New York. It's if you like happy stories with rainbows, don't read it. But if you like stories that are a bit thought-provoking and with some drama, with a bit of punch to it, I think it's kind of fun. It's set in the 1920s. This guy is the king of Broadway. He's the most famous actor in America. But one night he gets a bit drunk and is walking home and gets mugged, beaten up, and left for dead. And he loses everything on that one night. He loses his looks, he loses his career as an actor, he loses his money, his job, his girl, his apartment, everything. But it's what he does next that gets interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Are you not going to tell us? It's going to
No,
I want to hear more.
That's how read it afterwards. That's the pitch. There you go. That sounds rad.
Well, thank you. The thing is, it's free online. You can actually read it and see what happens. It's theatricscomic.com.
Theatrics. Yeah, check it. I'm already purchased. Let's go.
Well, if it's free, then why the Kickstarter?
Well, it's because so I'm fairly well known in the UK on the convention circuit. We're quite popular, but in America, we're the home of Mark Comics, no one's really heard of me yet. So we thought we'd try and use a webcomic for the first time to reach a larger audience. I didn't expect like the Philippines to be. That's where a lot of the traffic is coming from, and various places around the world. The target was actually America, but the reason we did it was we thought this is a great way to expand our reach from just outside Europe.
Wow.
Good.
That's crazy. Well,
you guys were actually, before we started recording, you were all very funny and smiling and laughing, and now you're asking me a question. All these faces I'm looking at are all very serious and somber.
And the thing about it is we're not even looking at anyone. We're just like focused on the screen right now because we want you to have your piece. But
well, I'm trying
and then there's like
fancy version of Charles because that's what I was told. So trying to envision.
I just have all these questions in my head. It's such an interesting story. And I guess my biggest question is, you seem very focused on global outreach. And what do you see as significant and why this story should be told?
Well, that's a very good question. You couldn't have asked me this during the daytime? Fine.
Sorry.
No, why? Okay, global reach is because honestly, I love comics and I want to reach anyone who wants to read the stuff we put out. That's why it's global reach, because I don't see any point in just being, I'm only going to focus on England, let alone the UK, let alone English-speaking world. I think if you have a product that people like, share it. That's the reason it's global. As for why the story should be told, I just think it is an interesting concept, and it's the man's struggle, because I don't really want to give spoilers away, but what he chooses to do with his life and how he chooses to react, because 90% of everything is how you choose to react to it. A lot of people would like to go from the heights he was at, spending money fast with all the luxury, to having nothing. Some people would break and give up. He doesn't. He carries on and he fights in a different way. But what he chooses to do is fighting in a literal sense as well, and it's a real struggle. And but he has passion and soul. I think that's something everyone can relate to that because everyone goes through tough periods, I believe.
Interesting.
Excellent.
It has a lot to do. I mean, just from that description, Neil, it does kind of bring similar to the other comic, Twisted Dark, that you got me into. That was like your first work that I was checking out. So is that like kind of like I don't want to say recurring thing, but does that kind of just like fit your style, your, I guess, the genre that you're in when it comes to sci-fi, transgressive fiction, horror, all that good stuff?
I seem to have this recurring theme of I like torturing my characters.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that says about my psyche, but with Twisted Dark, which was my first thing, that was a series of short dark stories, a bit like the Twilight Zone or Black Mirror.
Right.
Whereas this one is a longer story, so by definition it has to be a lot more complex. Short stories can be quite short, sharp, and punchy. And usually the way I write them, you have a twist that you don't see coming. This is a long story; it has to have more twists, but it has to have a lot more exploration of the characters and why they do, who they are and what they do, and how relatable yet different they are from us.
Right.
It's a pretty core difference right there.
Well, I think I gave a good answer there because everyone nodded, and I thought, okay, good, I got them.
It made sense to me. If it hadn't, I just looked at you like, Neil, but no, that makes perfect sense because I was thinking about Black Mirror, how it's different. It's rare because it's like, they do give you the sharp, punchy, like storytelling that you just described, but in that short span of time, they also really do manage to convey character depth as well, and like the motivations on why they do what they do. I just got done watching the third series, and the first episode, I think, did this the best because that was the one. Have you seen the latest season of Black Mirror by any chance? Anyone besides me and maybe Neil?
Yeah.
Anyone? Okay. Where you're rating interactions with other people with an app on your phone, and based on that interaction, you have like an overall rating, an aggregate rating that kind of go up, or down depending on those interactions. And when you see this main character, it's this girl played by oh my God, what's her name? Bryce Dallas Howard. You see her go through all these different emotions in the mirror each day, and how she has to put on just this like veneer, this facade that she then carries out the entire day. And over the course of that one episode, you see that facade just kind of like bend and it's twisted. And by the time you reach the end of the episode, it's just shattered. It's gone completely. So when it comes to storytelling, I really dug with Twisted Dark, bringing that back to a salient issue. It's like Twisted Dark was able to capture that in such a way with only a certain amount of pages that it was like, damn, that was impressive, mate. That was good. That was rad. So I'm really hyped to check out.
Yeah, you can keep talking. I like you.
I know I talk too much. That's why I'm trying to like shut up. There's other people there. But that was just bringing that whole. I'm super hyped because I know you can make character motivation, you can set tone, and you can unravel like this really intricate, really messed up dark stories, which I love. So I'm super hyped. Totally gonna check it out.
Wait a minute. So you're saying you haven't read my comic yet?
No, not yet, man. This is day one for me. You gotta forgive day one. So after this, I'm gonna go check it out. I'm gonna go online, and I will be up to speed. Charles, be up like at 3 a.m, so we can sit up there and hash it out because we're both story guys too.
Oh yeah.
And I would hit up Shauna or Dana, but like, I don't know, they're girls. Whatever. I know, I'm playing. That was a joke.
Oh my God.
That was a joke. I'm joking. We need to laugh.
See, we have to do it, Neil.
Well, I guess you're in a physical location quite far away from them because they will kick your butt, dude.
Smart man, he knows.
I'll have a conversation with them too. It's all good. I don't discriminate.
I love the art. I mean, looking at some of the pictures, what it looked like to me was a sort of cross between like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of look. I dug that a lot. I really like that. So I'm looking forward to going in there and just sit down, read, and get a good. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Charles. No, not to cut you off. I talk too much anyway.
No, you're fine. No, that whole time era of that. That's what it looked like when I was glancing at some of the pictures. So, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So I actually have a question, Neil. So someone were going to come up to you and ask, which would you like to, like, how would you like Theatrics to be adapted into a series or a film? Which would you pick, and who would be your protagonist? Which actor would be your protagonist, rather?
So Twisted Dark was definitely a TV series because of the way it's interconnected. We discussed that before. But for Theatrics, I can only really see it as a film. It's not long enough for a TV series. It would be quite a long film because of the amount of sheer content in there, but I don't think it would work as a TV series. But as for who would play the lead role, I'd have to go for someone like Charles Dixon or a better looking version.
You're a star, dude.
I love it. I know, right?
Yes, yeah, Charles, you do got the Denzel, man. You got the Denzel vibe going on. I could be like the, I don't know, the extra that gets like murdered in like the first.
Oh
no!
Stand-in, huh?
I don't have. Yeah, I'm stand-in. I don't have the face. I don't have the leading man face, so I'll just get killed.
That is so funny.
All good.
The like techie who's in his, like his best friend who's like the techie who, got all the best type stuff.
What's that best friend from Kim Possible is always on the computer helping him out? You know what I'm talking about. That's you.
Are you talking about Ron?
Wait, yeah. Ron? Yeah. No, not Ron. He was on the computer helping him out all the time. It was Ron, Kim, and then their other friend. That's
I'm gonna look him up, and I'm gonna prepare myself for how it's been. Because it's been ages since I've watched Kim Possible.
You should be very offended already. I can already tell you that you're super offended. I'll probably get a Facebook message about that later. It's like, for real though? That's cool.
Or I'll just be like, yeah, that's about right, because
we just made up a whole story for Neil's story. He didn't even chime in at all since he cast Charles.
I have a question for you. How was it work? Because you said your artist is based out of New York City. So yes. How was that? Did the distance play a part in getting things done, or how did that whole thing work for you?
No, I've worked with Leo before on a few stories of Twisted Dark, so I'm a big fan of his artwork. But he really came into his own with this one. Some of his panel work was fantastic. Look, the distance doesn't really matter. When I look at artists, I have to be very honest about my view on this thing. Is artists will do things that the writer could never ever do. I believe artists are visually much stronger people than writers. The writers should care about the plot, maybe the universe, the character motivation, and some of the dialogue. But in terms of actually communicating that and how the shot is done, the angle it's done, the clarity, the beauty of the art, you have to get a great artist who can film all this incidental detail. Because you can write someone is depressed and angry at the same time, and how an artist draws that just can vary completely. It's like an actor. Some actors in a film, they make the film, or sometimes you go, oh, that's weak. It's the same with an artist. They just make the story. They should take what it is and elevate to the next level, and that's what Leah does with my story.
Awesome.
Nice. I kind of want to disagree with the whole writer versus artist thing, but that was entirely too well laid out of the thought. Yeah, no, so I'm just going to
I'm completely honest. I think Drew and I, we might think along the same lines. Like my whole process of working with an artist, honestly, we got to be running tandem because I'm a very visual person. I mean, I acted for years and stuff, so I know how to lay out scenes and everything. So, yeah, my process is completely different. So I definitely I think for me, distance would be an issue because how we lay out the whole scenes and everything, we kind of lay it out and act it out and things like that. But no, that's good though. Everyone has their process, and I guess what works for you is
mine's the right way.
Well,
it's a joke.
Oh my goodness!
Right. Yes.
It's great, but I think that's what makes the creation process fun. You understand? It's definitely a formula. It's definitely a formula, and everyone's formula is going to be a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. Side note. I looked it up. It was Wade from Kim Possible. How dare you?
I looked it up. I did. Oh, yay.
You're like a better looking version
You are
of him.
a better looking version of him. Come on.
I'm offended. I'm salty.
Got like the
Not be
Malcolm X
offended.
glasses.
Wade is like a tech genius, the age of like a baby. He was forever a genius. So
It was like he was a product
Making me laugh.
child and tech generation and whatnot. So Neil, I know we're running low on time, but I actually did have a question when it came to theatrics. So the idea, where did the initial spark of the idea come up for you? Because it feels like when, from a writer's standpoint, for me, it's always one inciting incident that'll be like, it sets for this like chain of thoughts that eventually just kind of forms into an idea that's like, yo, I'm going to write about this based on that experience that I had. So, Patrick, what was it for you? A period in your life, just an idea that randomly came while you were on the John? Or what was it? It happens. That's not even funny. It happens. You get ideas randomly.
I have too many bad jokes. So I'll just be honest instead. The idea for me, the truth is, I was told not to say this, but this is the truth, and that's in Volume 2 of Twisted Dark. I wrote a story called Flamboyant about a guy who helps someone become a star, and it was the relationship between the two of them. How the guy is always in the background helping. Without him, the guy wouldn't be anything.
Mm-hmm.
But he never gets full sort of credit for it because he's behind the scenes. And not just that aspect alone, but a personal relationship, how much they care for each other, and how that changes over time. And so the professional and personal relationship between people in a dynamic like that, I found very interesting, and how different characters would handle it differently. So that was a short story I had, which was with a shocking ending one I had. But I thought just that dynamic was worthy of a longer story. And if you take the relationships and move the plot in a different direction, that's what the genesis was.
Interesting. Nice.
Yeah.
Sort of like a Cyrano situation, except without the girl, I guess. Remember Cyrano, the guy with the nose? He was helping.
Oh, yeah.
Guy?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So kind of Bergerac, yes.
Yeah, I'm smart sometimes. I know things. Yeah. Right. Not just here for comic relief, people. Educated. Yeah.
I thought it was the headphones, personally.
It is the headphones. I'm just here to bring a little light to y'all.
Yeah, you kind of look like you're about ready to guide the Starship Enterprise to where it's going to go with those on. I'm not going to lie.
I can't do it, Captain. I don't have the power.
Oh, please never do accents again.
I knew I was
Oh my!
I knew I was gonna get
I like
Oh
it.
man, it's official. The UK didn't sign off on that one. I'm sorry. Sorry, Rube.
They did not. I do apologize on the behalf of the United States.
How are we for time? Are we about wrapping it up?
I wish I had headphones like that now.
All right. So we have the basics. We have theatrics. We've dipped into Twisted Dark. So let's talk into what we're looking forward to right now, guys.
Yeah.
Anything sci-fi?
Don't you have a competition to turn your Twisted Dark into series?
Oh, yeah, that's actually very exciting. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm on a show. I'm supposed to be plugging my own stuff. I'm so bad at doing that, so thank you. This is actually for other people. This is... a lot of people want to break into TV and film. It's a very competitive industry. I'm sure some of your viewers would be interested in doing it, but I think this is a phenomenal opportunity because we have an American producer who doesn't want to be, at this stage, wants to remain anonymous, and he just gave us a bunch of money and said, I want to help you be where you deserve to be, which is very nice to hear.
Wow.
So we have this competition for 4 stories from Twisted Dark, which if you enter the competition at tpub.co.uk, what will happen is we'll send you 4 scripts and you can pick one and film it. And it can be done even on an iPhone because the competition is about innovation in storytelling rather than slick production values. But if you're an amateur filmmaker, if you enter the competition, yes, there's a cash prize. The top prize is like $5,000. Second prize is $2,500. And yes, you'll be shown on the big screen during Chicago Comic Con, so you get a lot of exposure and stuff. That's all great, but what the real prize that I think would actually really help people is that the winning entries and anyone that the director, one of the judges is the director of Stan Lee's Lucky Man, which is the most successful Sky drama in history. Yeah. And if the winning entries and any entry that he thinks, this person has real talent, he will mentor in the film industry.
What?
Exactly. So if you're an amateur or if you're like semi-professional but want to make the contacts and get real feedback from a world-class director, that is why you should enter the competition, because I don't know when you're going to get an opportunity like that again.
Yeah, that's like lightning in a bottle right there. So do not sleep on that, people.
Yep.
I'll try my hand myself. You never know. No, it would be too.
Please do, but just don't act in it.
Don't act in it.
I'm just joking, dude.
Yeah, no, my acting steeds they're not at all on point. So I would have to defer that one to Charles once again. Denzel 2.0.
Huh? Wow.
For the W.
Make me blush here.
I'm thinking back on thinking back on the other Twisted Dark stories. Which one would I like to adapt? The one.
So these are 4 brand new ones. They're part of the universe, but they've not been released in.
Okay.
Oh wow!
So this wasn't from the initial volume that you actually graciously sent to me. That was pretty sweet. That was badass. 4 new ones. So now I got to check those out and be like blown away by those, and then give feedback. Because Neil, I don't know. You always seem like when I gave you the review for the little first volume that you sent me, you seemed like hella nervous. But when it was good, it was like, okay, he's cool. I can like this person now because he liked Twisted Dark, so it was all good.
Well, no, it wasn't whether I like you or not, because I don't. It was. It was because even though I was really tired in the last call we did, I thought your knowledge, your taste, yes, but certainly your knowledge of pop culture and film and stories was extraordinary. I do mean that. So more than most people, I was very curious and interested to see what you think. So I was delighted you liked it, but I thought that the way you talked about stories and film, I thought this guy knows what he's talking about.
Nice. And I'm very much looking forward to the 4 new ones as well. So I can, now that I know that you don't like me, I can probably hold my mouth back as much and just be like, I kind of thought this one was trash, my boy. But no, I'll just
Ridiculous.
I'll be fair.
For it.
Oh man.
So we got any other last minute question before we get out of here, you guys? Anyone?
Well, first I want to say thank you to everyone because of this talking to someone all the way on the other side of the pond. There have been a little glitches, but we're working it out, and this conversation is so awesome and seamless that thank you for bearing with us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Neil. I know you're late and you're grouched, and we're holding you up, so we really appreciate you joining us this evening.
Yeah, where are you exactly?
I'm just in London. It's nowhere exotic. Sorry.
Oh well, for me, I'm
exotic enough by our standards.
Yeah, that's exotic enough for me, man. And judging from the state of things as they are, I might be moving out there. So
we might be seeing you soon, Neil. Yeah.
Well, you personally, Neil, I can walk up to you and be like, with my angry reviews, like, what do you think this is? Holding up a copy of Theatrics. Being a complete git to your face, but
you do that to me. I'll hold up a copy of the U.S. election results and say, "What do you think this is?"
Oh wow! You know, I could totally picture
drinking right
Drew, like just critiquing everything in Neil's house, like. Is this lemonade? This is not lemonade. Next thing you know, this is a paper. This is not a paper. You know, shower hands. I don't feel this pressure. Like, I don't know, that would be funny. Like just walking around Neil's house with like a robe and just critiquing everything.
A little checklist I put down and just mark my levels. It won't even be from good to bad. It will be varying levels of disapproving.
Right.
Find you and your works, Neil? Where can we find you guys online?
At tpub.co.uk for free samples and also the film competition. But if you want to read the Theatrics comic, go to theatricscomic.com.
Nice. Theatricscomic.com, which I'll look up right now. Alrighty, awesome. Any other?
Where can we sign up for the competition?
Oh yeah, at the same website, tpub.co.uk. There's a link there for it. And I'm kind of excited because there's even someone who's doing it with claymation, stop motion, which
nice.
we hadn't expected, but that's certainly innovative. So we'll see what happens. But for me, with Clay, I'm particularly interested in seeing his entry because emotions and how you're going to convey that with a facial expression with Clay is going to be very interesting because
it's difficult and it's very time consuming. Like Wallace and Gromit took months, if not years, to put together one episode. It was ridiculous. So very excited to see that.
Actually, that was my final. I decided to do clay animation for my final. No,
you didn't, Seven.
No, I did. I did.
No, you didn't.
Dude.
I got this. And
it took forever to do. It took forever to do. And it was like, oh, man. Because past filming it, directing it, and all that other good stuff, I actually did the molding of the clay, and I wish I chose something a lot simpler.
Right.
But I got an A.
That's.
I would hope so.
That was a whole lot.
I'm thinking we could do a Godzilla style, man. Get two big old costumes, man. Do it like Godzilla, man. What do you think?
2 big garbage bags and let 2 people fight.
With 2 eyes on the front set.
Let's get the blow up T-Rex costumes.
Oh,
there we go.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
And I shot it on 8mm, which made it even worse. But anyway. Neil, we adore you, Neil. We want you to come back more and more and more. I'm sorry that you can't sleep, though.
Yeah. In order for you to hang out with us, you need to give up sleep. So I think that's...
And take up coffee.
Totally worth it. You should do it. Forget sleep.
Yeah.
We should do like an English breakfast version of this where we have breakfast so that he can be cognizant of everything that's going on.
We'll film it, 2 in the morning?
Oh.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay.
So if you go to to hotels, you have Irish breakfast, which has got like fried potatoes in it. You have English breakfast. You have American breakfast tends to have pancakes as well as bacon in it. What do you think is in an English breakfast?
What is an English breakfast?
I know eggs are a part of it.
Definitely tea.
Yes.
Some type of pastry.
No pastry.
No, you're thinking of a continental breakfast. No, English breakfast would be sausage, eggs, and crackers, right? No?
Crackers?
It's definitely fried eggs, often sausages, sometimes baked beans. You have toast, and you have you got black pudding, which is
Blood
blood sausage. Yeah.
So I was good. I was
I've heard
close.
of blood sausage.
Sounds pretty rad.
Sometimes it's delicious. Sometimes I just take a look at it and go, "Yeah, I'm not trying that."
Yeah, you definitely have to have the right person make it. Like it's not something that you want, like, you know.
And on that note, we gotta go. Cable time. Thank you, folks, for checking us
I'm hungry
out.
now, so we gotta go eat.
Yeah, we'll catch you next time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Neil.
Thanks again, Neil. We really appreciate it.
Lovely you guys. Thank you. Bye.
Have a good night. Hello, good night.
Night.